Imagine walking down a cobblestone street in colonial America. You see a man with round glasses and a kind face walking briskly down the street. He carries a basket full of books, letters, and rolled-up papers. He smiles and hums to himself as he walks. People stop and wave. Some tip their hats in respect. They know who he is. He's an inventor, a printer, a writer, a scientist, and a leader. His name is Benjamin Franklin, and he helped build the United States from the ground up, not with bricks, but with ideas, inventions, and hard work. Benjamin Franklin was born on January 17th, 1706, in Boston, Massachusetts. He was the 15th of 17 children in a very big family. His father, Josiah Franklin, made candles and soap to support the household. Money was tight, and everyone had to help out. Ben was curious and clever even as a young boy. He asked lots of questions and loved to learn new things. He especially loved to read. While other children played, Ben could often be found with his nose in a book. Ben went to school for only 2 years because his family couldn't afford to keep him there. Still, he didn't stop learning. He read everything he could get his hands on, books about science, history, and even how to write better. He taught himself new words, practiced his writing, and stayed up late reading by candlelight. He also helped his father make candles, dipping wicks into hot wax over and over again. Even doing chores, Ben kept thinking, imagining and dreaming about what he could do someday. When he was 12, Ben became an apprentice in his older brother's printing shop. There he learned how to set type, run the printing press, and create newspapers. He also started writing secretly, using a fake name, Silence Dogood. He wrote funny and thoughtful letters and slipped them into the paper without telling his brother. The readers loved them, and they became very popular. When Ben's brother found out the truth, he wasn't happy. But Ben had discovered something important. He wanted to share ideas, speak up, and help people think for themselves. And that's exactly what he would spend his life doing. At age 17, Ben moved to Philadelphia to start a new life. He worked hard and saved money. Soon he owned his own printing business and began publishing a newspaper. He also started a book called Poor Richard's Almanac. It had weather forecasts, jokes, wise sayings, and advice. One of his most famous sayings was, "Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise." But Benjamin Franklin didn't just write books. He also loved to invent and explore. He invented the lightning rod, which protected buildings from lightning strikes. He created bifocal glasses so people could see both near and far. He even made a special stove, called the Franklin stove, that kept homes warmer using less wood. Ben was always trying to make life better and safer for everyone. One of the most famous stories about him is the kite and key experiment. Ben wanted to understand electricity. One stormy day, he flew a kite with a metal key attached to the string. When lightning struck, electricity traveled down the string and made the key spark. It proved that lightning was a form of electricity. This discovery helped scientists all over the world. Benjamin Franklin's inventions were driven by curiosity and a desire to solve everyday problems. He created the lightning rod to protect buildings from fires caused by lightning, a major danger in the 1700s. To make homes warmer and more efficient, he designed the Franklin stove, which used less wood and gave off more heat than traditional fireplaces. Struggling with his own vision, Franklin invented bifocals, eyeglasses that combined two types of lenses into one frame for both near and far sight. He also explored more creative ideas, such as the glass harmonica, a musical instrument made from spinning glass bowls that produce beautiful sounds when touched with wet fingers. To grab books from high shelves, he invented the long arm, a simple reaching tool. Franklin even improved the odometer by attaching one to his carriage to measure travel distances, which helped him create more efficient mail routes. Though he never patented his work, Franklin's inventions continue to reflect his clever mind and generous spirit. Benjamin Franklin also helped his community in many ways. He started the first public library in America so people could borrow books and learn. He helped create the first volunteer fire department and helped improve mail delivery by becoming the postmaster. He believed that a strong community could make life better for everyone. As Ben grew older, he became more involved in politics. He believed that the American colonies should be free from British rule. He spoke out and helped write important documents, like the Declaration of Independence. He worked with Thomas Jefferson and John Adams to make sure it explained why freedom mattered. Later, he also helped write the U.S. Constitution. During the American Revolution, Benjamin Franklin was sent to France as a diplomat to ask for support in the fight against Britain. Although he was already in his 70s and didn't speak French fluently at first, Franklin's reputation as a scientist, writer, and statesman had already reached Europe. He used his charm, intelligence, and calm demeanor to win over French leaders. Franklin didn't act like the stiff, formal diplomats they were used to. He was friendly, humble, and thoughtful, which made him stand out in a positive way. Thanks in part to Franklin's efforts, France agreed to support the American colonies. They provided money, weapons, and even troops and ships, which played a huge role in helping America win the war. Franklin became wildly popular in France, not just among politicians, but with everyday people too. His face appeared on souvenirs, portraits of him hung in homes, and fans of his style even wore wigs shaped like his fur cap to honor him. He became a symbol of the American cause and a true celebrity in France. Ben Franklin lived a long and amazing life. He died in 1790 at the age of 84. Thousands of people came to his funeral. They remembered him not just as a great thinker, but as someone who worked hard to help others. He was never a president, but he was one of the most important founding fathers of the United States. Today you can see his face on the $100 bill. Schools, streets, and towns are named after him. His inventions and ideas still help people. He once said, "An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. That means learning is one of the best things you can ever do." Benjamin Franklin's story shows what one person can do with curiosity, kindness, and determination. He taught himself, helped others, and made his world better in so many ways. He reminds us that you don't have to start rich or powerful to make a big difference. All you need is the courage to ask questions, work hard, and care about your community. Franklin's life reminds us that we don't have to wait for someone else to solve a problem. We can be the ones to do it. Whether it's inventing something new, sharing a helpful idea, or simply being curious about how the world works, we each have the power to make a difference. Like Franklin, we can choose to use our talents not just for ourselves, but to help others and improve the world around us. His legacy challenges us to stay curious, stay kind, and never stop learning.